Well, hello, AARP North Dakota Facebook fans and friends, and those of you on YouTube. Josh Askvig, State Director of AARP here, and with me is Janelle Moos, our Advocacy Director. Janelle, we haven't done this in a while.
No, it's been a long time, and we apologize for our absence. We've been somewhat absent this summer, so we're back.
We are back, and we're in a little bit different format. We're used to sitting in different rooms, so if this first one's bumpy, we apologize. And Lyle is saying, get on with the show. So we have a few things to update folks on around our advocacy agenda. The first one is around utilities. You and I have been working hard, and thanks to the support of our campaigns folks, from our national office about fighting for utility rates. In fact, just last week, feels like a month ago, but it was just last week, the Public Service Commission held a hearing on the Xcel electric rate case. You know, Xcel originally had proposed about a 10% increase on residential customers, and we're asking the Public Service Commission to approve North Dakota ratepayers paying for Minnesota mandates on a number of different items. At the end of the day, we ended up signing. We were at the Public Service Commission actually agreeing with the company last week, because we got the company to agree to bring the 10% increase down to 3.4% for the average residential customer. And more importantly, they removed all of those Minnesota mandates from North Dakota ratepayers. And so the company, the other intervener, the advocacy staff from the Public Service Commission, and us were all up there asking the Public Service Commission to approve what is called the unanimous settlement agreement. The fact that the hearing was scheduled for 2 days and lasted 2 hours is probably a pretty good indication that we haven't gotten final approval, but sometime within the next month that should be approved. So I think that's great. And the critical to that was all of you who are watching, listening, those of you who emailed way back in March, made phone calls way back in March, kept in touch with the Public Service Commission. I think it really made a big difference and was really helpful. In addition, we want to talk about, we had a huge priority in the legislative session around prescription drugs. So literally in 2 days, there will be a new statute, and there's some additional stuff coming up. You want to talk a little bit about our prescription drug work?
Yeah, you're right. 1032, which is the transparency bill, as you know, that will go into effect in just a couple of days, but it was just a first step, right? We want to make sure that our members, legislators know that it was a significant first step, but we know that the healthcare committee will meet next week, and they're going to start studying other possible solutions regarding prescription drug costs. So I think it's important now more than ever that you, as the state director, me as advocacy director, but all of you listening to us, continue to engage in this conversation, that our fight is not over, that we know it's just a small step, but we know that we have a significant opportunity to look at what goes into the cost of drugs, and then what other policy solutions can we look at changing possibly in the next legislative session.
And there's two options in the next week, right? We've got the hearing next week, Wednesday, which is you'll be getting an email from us shortly, encouraging you to reach out to the committee. But then in addition, next Thursday, you want to tell them a little bit about what we're going to talk about next Thursday on the telephone town hall.
Yeah, we're excited. We have a telephone town hall scheduled next Thursday. We've got James McSpadden from the AARP Public Policy Institute that's going to talk about really what's going on at the federal level. This is both a state and a federal level, and so we're working both avenues to make sure that we let pharmaceutical industry know that this is important to us. We want to make sure the cost of medicine goes down. So join James McSpadden, Senator Howard Anderson, which was a big champion during the legislative session for these drug bills. He'll be on the call as well. So this will be a time for you can hear, latest up-to-date information about federal and state policy, but also you can call in and ask questions. We know that they're going to be there waiting for you to call in and ask questions, and that's the important part of these town halls.
Yeah, and the last thing I just want to mention quickly, a little bit off of our script, is some of you may have seen the newspaper ads we've been running the last week, either in your county newspaper or in your local newspaper, that are the legislators who voted in favor of 1032. If you get a chance, make sure you thank them. It was an important vote, and it was not an easy vote for many of them to make. One other quick thing, and then we're going to get out of here. Last time we did this, we had the mayor of Bismarck and Bismarck City staff talking about their application and award to become a network of age-friendly community. It's been an exciting time even since then. Bismarck's really getting rolling, building their plan and whatnot. And I know you and Alexis Betts, our intern, who some of you have maybe gotten to meet, have been working hard, building a volunteer base, getting folks ready to be fully engaged in the public input opportunities. There's going to be a few more of those coming up, but It's really exciting to see Bismarck and North Dakota finally on the map of the ARP network of age-friendly communities. It's been a long time coming. There's gonna be a lot more on that. If you live in a community and think the network is something you're interested in, I encourage you to reach out to us. We'd be happy to visit with you and figure out how to get in touch with your community as part of it. Janelle, we've been gone for a while. You and I have had a lot of conversations about getting back to doing this. It's been fun to be back and talking about our advocacy work on all things advocacy. Tell folks what kind of the regular schedule is going to be. We gave folks the summer off, kind of enjoyed a little break ourselves, but we're going to get back to a regular schedule. You want to tell folks what that's going to look like?
Yeah, after Labor Day, look for weekly or monthly updates from us. One Friday a month, you'll find us here on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. You'll find out the latest, both at state, local, federal advocacy. You know, just because we were gone for the last couple of months doesn't mean that we weren't working hard on your behalf, but we felt like it was important that you knew that we're still here advocating for you on utilities work, on prescription drugs, or finding ways to help make your communities more livable. So find us here after Labor Day, one Friday a month, and we'll give you the latest updates. So.
Yeah, so stay tuned. You can always find more at arp.org/ND. That's the North Dakota ARP website to check it out. Also, our Facebook page. Lyle does a masterful job keeping us up to date. And if you haven't attended one of our virtual events lately, I certainly encourage you to do that. We just had an awesome event last night doing some live trivia virtually. So it was a fun time. So with that, this has been another All Things Advocacy.